So this is 2016 question 6. It's on paper 2. It came up on probability. So it says a local sports club is planning to run a weekly lotto. To win the jackpot, contestants must match one letter. So they have to match one letter from 26 letters in the alphabet, and the two numbers chosen. They have to match two numbers, and it's from 0 to 9 for the first number, and then the other number is from 0 to 9. So repetition of numbers is allowed. So we could have 1 1 in for them. So calculate the probability that M33 is would be the winning outcome. So M33. So in this case, out of our 26 letters, we're going to have picked 1. So it's going to be 1 out of 26. And we had 10 choices from 0 to 9. So it's going to be 1 over 10 by 1 over 10 because it's a letter. So and means we multiply. So it's a letter and a number and another number. So that's going to be, if we multiply them out together, we're going to get 1 over 2600. And now if we go on to the next part, so we're after getting so I'll just tear this out. So for our next part, we said that so we have a big thing here. So it's event, so win, so there's different events, and we're going to have to calculate the probability of that. So the first one is win the jackpot, and then match letter, and first number only, and then match letter, and second number only, and then we have match letter and neither number and neither number, and then the last one is fail to win. So for each event, we want to get the payout. So how much does the club pay out in, so that's X they're calling it, in euro. And then we want to get the probability that this will be what they have to pay out for each bet, probability of this X happening. And then we want X, which is the payout, multiplied by the probability of the payout. So we have a few events, and we're going to have to figure out the probabilities of those. So for our first event, we say win the jackpot. So I'm just going to tear this page out for a second. So win the jackpot. So if we win the jackpot, we have to get one letter out of 26. We have to get the second one number out of 10 from 0 to 9, and another number out of 10. So we have 1 in 26 choices of getting our first letter. And then we have 1 over 10 choices of getting our number from 0 to 9. And then we have another 1 out of 10 choices of getting our number from 0 to 9. So we're going to have to multiply that to get the chances of winning the jackpot. So it's a 1 over 2600, which is also the probability that we calculated in the question A. So the probability that we win the jackpot is going to be 1 over 2600. Sorry, this is the payout, sorry. So the payout, if we win the jackpot, we're told that we get 1,000. And then the probability of this is going to be 1 over 2600. And then the payout by the probability is going to be 10,000 over 2600. So now, sorry about that. So then we're told that the next situation is we match letter and a number, first number only. So if we match a letter and a number, but not both numbers, we get €50. So the payout is going to be 50. So now we have to get the probability that we match a letter and the first number only. First number only. So if we're going to match the first letter, we're going to have a 1 over 26 chance of getting this letter. So we have to pick a letter. And if we're going to match the second number, we have a 1 in 10 chance of getting that from 0 to 9. And then we're not going to match. So we're going to match here. So we're going to match for the second one. But we're not going to match. We're not going to have, this is the first number only. So we're not going to match here. So we're going to pick, so our chance of getting this is 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, because we're just not going to have the matching number. So it's going to be all of our numbers, but their chances of getting the not match is just going to be take away one of our chances, take away the number that actually comes out. So it's going to be then 9 over 2600. So that's a chance that we do not match for our third number, our second number. So then the probability that we don't match is going to be 9 over 2600. And then if I just calculate, I'm going to have to multiply 50 by 9 over 2600. And then I get 9 over 52. 9 over 52. And then I'm asked to match a letter and the second number only. So if I want to match my letter, so match a letter and second number only. So if I'm going to match my letter, I have a 1 in 26 chance of getting my letter, and out of this chance, so what is my chances of getting, so this is all the numbers, so there's 10 numbers, so I'm going to match the second number only. That means I'm not going to match the first the first number. So there's going to be one number that's matching, so I have 10 choices, and I'm just not going to include that one number, so it's going to be 9. And then for this one, I am matching the second number, so it's going to be 1 out of 10. So then it's going to be this 1 over 26 by 9 over 10 by 1 over 10. So that's going to be 9 over 2600. So that's going to be that's our probability of matching our second number. So, and if we match the letter and the second number, if we were told if we match a letter and a number, we get €50. So it's going to be 9 over 2600, and it's the same as the last one, so it's going to be 9 over 52. So the next situation is match a letter and neither number. So if we match a letter and we don't match either number, so we're going to match the letter, so it's going to be 1 in 26 chance of getting that one letter, and then we're not going to match this one, so it's not going to match, and we're not going to match the next one. So out of all the we have 10 chances altogether, and we want to pick those, any one of those 9 that don't match. So it's going to be 9 out of 10. And for the next one, we have 10 numbers to pick from, and we want to pick any of those 9 that don't match for this probability. So it's 1 over 26 by 9 over 10 by 9 over 10. So this is going to be 1 over 26 by 9 over 10 by 9 over 10, and that's going to be 81 over 2600. Sorry, I should put that 0 closer. So 81 over 2600. So match a letter and neither number. I'll just check how much money. So for not vote numbers. So if we match a letter and neither number, do we get €50? If a contestant matches the letter only or the letter and one number, so we get €50 if we match a letter and neither number. Our chances of getting that, which I just calculated, was 81 over 2600. So if I want to get the multiply this by our 81 over 2600, I'm going to multiply 50 by 81 over 2600, and I get 81 over 52. So that's 81 over 52. Sorry, doesn't all fit on the 81 over 52 for that. And then the fail to win. If I fail to win, I get 0. I don't get any money. So I'm gonna have to calculate. So if I fail to win, so the probability that I fail to win, well, that's gonna be probability that I fail to win. Well, I'm not going to pick the first letter, or I'm not going to pick the first letter, and I'm not going to pick the number, and I'm not going to pick well, the probability that I fail to win could be that I don't pick, so I can, if I don't win, fail to win, that's the probability that I get. So I'm not going to get the letter. Probability of not letter and no numbers or the probability. So, sorry, I'm going to go back to this way. So, if I don't win, that's the probability. So if I don't win, that's the probability of me not winning, is the probability that I don't win by I don't get the letter. So not letter. So I'll just say not letter, and then I don't get the number, not so I'll just say N for number, and then not the number. So I don't get the letter, I don't get the number, I don't get the other number. But if I don't win, I could get not the letter, and I could get both numbers, because if I get both numbers, it doesn't or one number, letter only. So if I get both numbers, so I could get got number, so I could get not the letter and get both numbers, or I could get not the letter and got the first number, not the second number, and I could get not the letter, not the first number, got the second number. So there are the 4 different ways that I can just get 0. So using the table below. So they haven't asked us to calculate that, because the probability that we've been just asked to find the probability that the club should be expected to make or lose. So I might come back to that if they ask it to find the probability that we lose. But because they're just asking about how much the club is going to expect to make or lose, we're just going to have so the probability, the payout when we lose is 0. So we're not really concerned with the probability of us losing. We're just concerned with the probability of how much the club is going to have to pay out. So it says, so using the table below, find how much. So I'm after getting my table, and now I'm asked to find how much the club should expect to make or lose on each play according to the nearest cent if they charge €2 per play. So I'm just gonna add up all my probability. So the probability, so this is the expected value. So the expected value that I get out of each of these. So this is the expected value. So if I add up my expected values, divided by so I'm just going to get this. These are my expected values from the expected value. So it's going to be the value by the probability. So I'm just going to add them up together. So it's going to be the expected value when we win the jackpot, plus 9/52 when we match the letter and first number, plus 9/52 plus 81/52. So these are the expected values that I'm expecting to get. So 1,000 over 2600 plus 9/52 plus 9/52 plus 81/52. And I get a value of 2.288, which will equal 2.29. So the club, the average kind of payout per game will be 2.29, and if the club charges €2 per game, so if the club charges €2, so the club charges €2 per game, and they're losing. So if they charge €2 and they're losing 2.29 per game, they're going to be minusing. So they're going to be losing 29 cents per game. So the club loses 29 cents per game. So that's what the club will be losing. So so I'll just go on. Is there another part to that question? So the next part of this question is the club estimates. So that was that part B, And then the club estimates that the average number of plays per week will be 845. So it's estimating that the average number of plays per week is, if the club wants, so plays per week. So if the club wants to make an average profit of €600 per week, so it wants to make average profit of €600 per week. How much should the club charge? How much should club charge per play? So here we know that our expected value, so we are forgetting our expected value. So our expected value that each player is going to get, so expected value, expected take home for any player, so expected value that the club will lose for any player is going to be $2.29. So that's the expected value that the club will have to pay out. But we want to figure out how much, so how much the club, say if the club wants to make a profit. So we're gonna, so we want to make a profit. So the club is so the club at the moment, if we go by probabilities, will be making a loss by charging €2 per game. So let's call X. Let X be equal to the amount the club charges, because it's going to have to charge a bit more to make a profit on average. Club charges. So if we let X be the amount the club charges, and then the amount the club is going to make altogether, the amount the club is going to make will be how much they charge minus the expected value that the player is going to get. So this is the amount of profit on average for per the amount of profit per game for the club. Profit per game. But we have on average, we're told that there's an on average of 845 games per week. So the number of games by the profit per games, number of games in a week, number of games, a week by the profit per week should equal the profit. So the profit is going to be 600. So basically the profit is equal to the number of games per week by the profit per game. So it's going to be the profit, so that's the profit per game, and then that's the amount of games. So then we're going to have to work this out. So it's going to be 845x, and then plus 845 by minus 2.29 is equal to 600. And then if we want to have our x's on, so I'm just going to multiply 845x, and then it's going to be 845 by 2.29. So that's going to be minus 1935.05 is equal to 600, and then 845 is equal to 1935.05 plus 600. So add them together and we get a value of 845 x is equal to 2535.05, and then I'm going to divide this by 845, and I get a value of x is equal to 3, and that is the amount that the club would have to charge per game to make an average profit. And I'm pretty sure that's the end of that question. Yes, that is the end of that question. Thank you.